Welcome GFS parents to our Lower Key Stage 2 webinar, where we're going to be talking through some of the details for reopening this September. We're really excited to have all of our children rejoin us, whether it's in the classroom or online. So hopefully we should be able to clear up any questions you might have in this webinar session. So taking you through this today is myself. I am Miss Emma. This is going to be my third year here at GFS. I was previously head of year 3, and this is my first year leading the Lower Key Stage 2 team. I'm going to be joined by Miss Georgia, who is our new head of year 3, and Mr. Lewis, who is our head of year 4. I've just put our email addresses there for you, so you can email us if you have any additional questions or queries after this webinar session. So a few things are going to be different when we return to school. So this information leaflet was emailed out to you along with the Meet the Teacher information that included the teacher's bio and what bubble, so if your child was in the red group or the blue group for returning back to school. As you can see, all of our year 3 and year 6 children will be following the same route into the school. Now, school is open from 7 a.m. So you may drop your child off early. This is to facilitate all of the children having their temperature checked by the thermal cameras before they make their way upstairs. So gate 3B, which is at the back of the school, is where the children will come into school to make their way through the primary canteen to get their temperature checked. Our pickup point is in the Mugger Court this year for both year 3 and year 4. You will have been sent this schedule by your class teacher last week, and it will let you know what days your child will be coming into school if you have elected for the blending learning option. If you haven't yet emailed your class teacher to let them know that your child will be in school or online, please do let them know as soon as possible. It really helps us plan and prepare if we know what numbers we expect in the next few weeks. So next back is induction week, and your child will have been allocated a induction day to come in. And then after that, on the 6th, we start back on our rotation of blue and red groups, depending on what group your child is. There was also a timetable sent out, so you can see the school day begins at 7, but registration won't actually be taken till 7:45. So if the children are coming in early, we will have activities in the classroom for them, and that will help them start their day off calmly. We want to make sure they're not spending too much time on the screen, so we can have different activities every day to start their morning. This will be the same for break times. It's still quite warm, so we anticipate we'll be having indoor play for the next month as well. So pickup time is 2:20, and this year it's really crucial that you are punctual and you are on time to collect your children from the playground. So children need to bring a few additional items with them into school this year. So the children need to have their own PPE. So they need to have a mask that they will need to wear in school at all times. They will need extra masks, spare masks. These can be put into a small plastic bag that they can carry around with them. Hand sanitizer, any antibacterial wipes are also really, really great. Your child will need a device, whether they are in school or at home. We will continue to use Seesaw, and lots of work will be uploaded and monitored by the class teacher via Seesaw. So it's really important. It can be any laptop, tablet, any device that you have at home that the children are able to use. Stationary items, every child will need their own stationery. They're not allowed to share with their classmates in school, so they need to come prepared with everything that they have. Obviously a full lunchbox and enough water to last them through the school day. So supporting online learning this year, we're going to be using Seesaw again, and we will also be using Microsoft Teams. So if your child is at home, they will be using Microsoft Teams to log into the classroom for live lessons to see what is happening inside the classroom. So all classrooms are being fitted with webcams, so the teachers can facilitate live lessons this term. In addition to that, we'll also be using Bug Club, which is a resource we have used over many years, and Education City as well. So Bug Club and Education City are available via the bookstore.
Hi everyone, my name is Miss Georgia and I will be the head of Year 3 this year. I really look forward to meeting you online and working with your children this year, having a great year in Year 3. So as I said, I'm Miss Georgia. I'll be the teacher of 3A as well as the head of Year 3. We've got a few new teachers joining us in GFS this year to Year 3, one being Miss Alina, who's our teacher of 3B. 3C, we have Miss Tasmia. 3D, Miss Tahira. 3E, Nally, another one of our new teachers. 3F is Miss Kendall. 3G, Miss Alexandra, again, she is new to us this year as well. 3H, Miss Sailing. 3I, Miss Rachel. 3J, Miss Amy. 3K, Mr. Rowell. 3L, Miss Matea, and 3M, Mr. Chris. You should have heard from them all by now. Your email, they should have sent you a great email introducing themselves with also a bio of themselves. So please do look out for that. Just to reiterate what Miss Emma said, it's really, really important that you reply to that email that they've sent you so that we know if you plan to have your children coming into school for the blended learning or if you plan to have them carrying on with remote learning. It's really crucial that they get that information. So within Year 3, the topic we're going to start with, so in term 1.1, is predators. So during this time, the learners will explore a range of different kinds of predators, and it's a great link for their science topic, which is animals, including humans. They'll have a really nice opportunity at doing some arts and craft when they design their own ultimate predator using their creativity and imagination. And then we're going to link this also to English by having them create their own leaflet based on their ultimate predator. We always have a class text based on each topic we do, and for this topic it is the whole tooth and claw story. I'm just going to pass you on to Lewis now to talk about Year 4 briefly.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Mr. Lewis and I am the head of Year 4. Good to go. Okay, good afternoon everyone. I am Mr. Lewis and I am the head of Year 4. I have been in Year 4 for 3 years now and I've been at GFS for 4 years. I'm also the class teacher of 4A. And I look forward to welcoming all your children back, and I look forward to an amazing year ahead. So in 4B, we have Mr. Ramon. We have in 4C, we have Miss Taryn. Both of these teachers are returning for a second year here at GFS. And in 4D, we have the wonderful Miss Amra. In 4E, we have Miss Hannah. In 4F, we have Miss Artie. In 4G, we have Miss Carmen. Again, all been at GFS for a number of years now. I've worked with them previously and they are all wonderful. And I'm sure they're going to be creating some memorable learning experiences this year. In 4H, we have Mr. Alistair. And in 4I, we have Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris is a new teacher to GFS this year, but he has been teaching. He came over from England. He's been teaching for around 5 years now. In 4J, we have Miss Sarah. In 4K, we have Miss Ruxar. And in 4L, we have the wonderful Miss April. And together, we all look forward to welcoming all the children back, and we look forward to a great year ahead. If you can just move on to the next slide. So for our topic, to start, we have our traders and raiders topic. It's an amazing topic which we have done before, and it really does create some memorable learning experiences for the children. Our book is Everything Viking. We have used this last year, and it's been a really valuable resource, especially in our topic lessons when it came to gathering information. It might be looking into the settlements of Vikings. It's a great book, and it is really useful to our lessons. So the learners, they'll be exploring, as part of our science, parts of the human digestive system and their functions. They'll be designing their own Viking boats and Viking shields. This is, again, in previous years, it's went down really well, and all the children have absolutely loved it. And they'll also, linking to our English, they'll be creating their own historical narrative based on some of the Viking legends that we will be exploring in class. Again, this really gives the children a chance to be adventurous, and they really do run away with their imagination with it. So it's a really great topic. If I just pass it back to Miss Emma. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so talking about when the children begin their school day, as we've already covered schools beginning earlier, so you may drop off between 7 to 7:45. So any children that arrive after this time, they will be marked as late on the register. As I've already said, during this time, we will try and arrange activities to minimize the screen time that the children, so they're not using their iPads or their devices continually. If children are not in by 8:10, you will then receive a text message that your child is not in school as they have not been placed on the register. So it's really important that we make sure that the children are here on time for registration, so we don't have any miscommunication that happens from the classroom to the registration. So with the late pickups, we don't have a late room this year. So it's really important that you are here to collect your children at 2:20. If your child has not been collected by 2:30, they will be taken back upstairs to wait in their classroom with their class teacher. So I believe they will be collected still from the Mugger Court, but another teacher or a member of our SLT team will have to escort the children from their classroom down to the Mugger Court to be collected. And we are recording names of children who are continually late to make sure that we are tracing this. So it's really important that we make sure that children are collected in this window of 2:20 to 2:30, please.
Okay, so for PE, this well, the start of this year anyway, it's going to be a little bit different than usual for us. The children can still wear their PE kits on the days that they have PE, well, on the day. Your class teacher, specific to your class, will let you know those days that PE is happening once the timetables are set. It will be slightly different because they will be theory lessons instead of physical lessons. So this also means that if your child is working from home and is choosing the distance learning, then they will still access the same learning. It will be theory-based, talking about the benefits of exercise and things like that. So it will be a little bit different than usual because we have to maintain the physical distances. So obviously cannot do the lessons as we would usually do. So in our school, if you've been with us before, you will know that we do home learning, not homework. So how much, how little is always to do with your child and what they would benefit from. But what we will have weekly is our spellings, as usual. We will always do times table practice, and we will assign reading on book club. So it's really, really important that your child has access to book club. It's a really great tool that we use to help with their reading comprehension. As we always say, reading is not just about whether your child can read the words, it's about whether they can understand what they've read. And book club is something that really helps us to home in on those skills. So it's a great resource for you all to use. We will also be setting half-termly home learning projects. And what we really want to focus on in these projects is something away from the computer usually, because they're going to have so much screen time that we're probably going to set them maybe some arts and craft projects, something to do with designing something. So as best you can, try and keep those projects really away from the screen for your child, so it gives them a little bit of a break. We'll always give you enough time to look at the project and to complete the project. So it will be set at the start of the term usually, and it won't be due to the end of the half term, so you've got lots of time to complete it.
Hi, yeah, so snacks at GFS. If children are bringing in their own lunches, please can we ensure that they are provided with healthy food to eat? We are a healthy eating school. And can you also please, before the children leave the house, just check, maybe double check that the children do have their lunch boxes with them, as it's not currently such an easy fix to come in and drop their lunch box to them as it would be previously. Can we also ensure that the children have 2 water bottles to bring in to school as well? Nuts aren't allowed. We are a nut-free school, and that is due to allergies. If your child does have an allergy, the nurse will let the class teacher know, but please also feel free to contact the class teacher just so that you know, for that peace of mind, they are fully aware. And so also I'd say please ensure the children do have enough food with them to last the entire day. I know it can turn into a long day if you're hungry, so just please make sure they have got enough healthy snacks to last them throughout the day. If we can just move on to, yes, our procedures for raising concerns. If you have a concern, you must follow the correct procedure to ensure that we can help as effectively as possible. Step 1 being contacting the class teacher and allowing them 48 hours to respond. Then we move on to step 2. If there isn't any response from the class teacher after 48 hours, or you still do have a concern that you feel hasn't completely been addressed, please feel free to contact myself as the head of year, and I'll respond to you as soon as possible. If you're still unhappy at this point, we move on to step 3. This is where you contact the head of key stage, which is Miss Emma. If you are a parent in my class and you feel that your problem hasn't or concern hasn't been addressed, then you can move on to step 3 and contact Miss Emma. If when we move on to step 4, if necessary, this may be raised with the senior leadership team. We will refer that for you, and please be aware that if you do skip any steps, leaders will be sending back to the class teacher first. So please make sure that you're following the procedures and the steps if you do have any concerns at all. Thank you.
So there are several ways you can get in contact with us in school. So the first one is email. So we know we're using Seesaw and we are using Microsoft Teams as well. But if you wish to get in contact with your class teacher, can you please make sure that you contact them via email? Otherwise, for teachers, if they're checking 3 different modes of communication, it can become very overwhelming. So teachers do have 48 hours to respond. So please give them that time to look into a matter or to find the answer for you and to get back to you. Another thing to note about this time is that there is no early pickup. So if your child has a medical appointment, you may keep them at home for that day where they may access the online learning rather than sending them into school and collecting them early. So all children that come to school at 7 or after 7 o'clock should be in school until 2:20 in the afternoon. So these are some key dates for this term. Obviously, we have induction week next week, and we're really excited to get to meet all of the children and our new classes. So the 6th of September is the first full week of blended learning, and the buses also start from the 6th of September. We have a half-term break from the 18th to the 24th of October, and then the 11th of December is the last day of this term. So some other key information for you. If you could please practice this weekend or over the course of this week, getting the children to be comfortable wearing their masks, using hand sanitizer at home, trying to maintain a physical distance. In the classrooms, their desks have been measured out to be 1.5 meters apart, and they will be given a set seat that they have to sit in for the rest of the term, so they are able to maintain a physical distance away from their classmates and their teachers. And please do let your teacher know if you're doing blended learning or online learning. And children need to be able to open their own water bottles, food containers, tie their own shoelaces, because teachers will not be able to assist them, as they will not be able to test items. So anything like that, can you please make sure you practice it over the next few days so the children are prepared to come back to school. So thank you very much for attending our session. I hope we've been able to answer some questions you might have about how this term is going to work. If you have any further questions or queries, please do direct them to myself or to Ms. Georgia for year 3 or Mr. Lewis for year 4.